I hate these hands. While there's nothing technically wrong, they're just so generic and they look like motocross hands, not something in a survival game. I just want something with character that fits the game. So the first thing to figure out is what the character looks like. I'm not going to make these fully detailed paintings because I'll be modeling them myself and I already have the context. Right now I have the player's stats such as the stamina, health, and oxygen displayed on these little screens and through the wrist mechanism. So we'll keep that, and then I'll add some climbing grips because I really want that like harsh Arctic feeling. And lastly, I'm going to add a heart locket here to show his relationships before he got stranded here. It makes a nice relatable goal as well for the character. To replace this gun model, let's go with like a crossbow, but it's made out of scrap metal parts that he's salvaged from the shipwreck, to emphasize that he's built all of this himself by hand. I think any of these designs will work, but I think I'll mix and match before the final. With everything on paper, I started blocking out the crossbow in 3D. I'm still pretty new to Blender, but I think this feels pretty cool to hold, even with its more simple problems. Let's start the gloves. I've never sculpted anything like a character before, nor have I sculpted in Blender, so this is going to be kind of a new learning experience. For my first try, I came up with this. They do capture the vibe pretty well, but there's some mushiness and wobbliness that I want to correct. Someone on Discord gave me some tips for mixing more traditional modeling with sculpting, so I'll give that a try, and follow some tutorials. This time I made the hand much more high poly, and used face sets to pull out the details on the hand. It's still not totally sharp, but it's much better. For the small details, I just placed geometry in the right place as separate objects so it wouldn't blend into the surrounding mesh. Alright, let's throw this into Substance. I don't think it feels too bad. It's still a little more biohazard than Arctic Survival. I'm going to have to work on that some more. From here I needed to retopologize the mesh, so I watched some videos on how to do that in Blender, and I quite like these tools. They're actually easier than Maya. This is the new wireframe compared to before. Notice how much less dense it is. And with that, we can UV map and rig the hand. I already have this set up in Unreal, so we need to use the old skeleton. Otherwise, I'd have to rebuild the animation blueprint, and I don't want to do that at the moment. This is me checking to see if the mesh deforms correctly. And here's me using the new hand and engine. Turns out I can't mirror the hand rig to the other side, so I have to wait to do the other one. With that working, I can start texturing the mesh. This is usually when the model starts to look really cool. I imported everything into Substance Painter, and I started off with the suit fabric material, which is scaled up to make it a lot rougher. And then I used rust materials and grime and things like that to make everything look nice. I'm not wild about the screens yet, but that's something that'll be handled in Engine anyway, since that's the HUD system. Now let's make some adjustments for the other hand and test it in game. These are way better than what I had before. They actually have a lot of character and feel like a survival story. And it also feels like it's something he's put together himself since he landed here. I still need to tweak the weight painting on the fingers, but it's good enough for now. Also, I need to add the heart locket, but that'll come later too, after I've got the first pass done on the player gear. Let's get that crossbow textured. Boy, I learned a lot about Blender doing the gloves because this needed a lot of cleanup to get working. I really like how grimy and intense this looks. It already is pretty damn cool. Overall, the vibe is about right. I want to see if I need a mechanism to pull the string back once for each pair of crossbows, but overall it feels really cool, like something he would have built when stranded on this planet. And now I don't feel like I'm being distracted by the lack of player art. Let's pose everything for a hypothetical screenshot, and now it looks a lot like the concept art, but finished. All I need to add now is the creatures. Anyhow, see you soon.